Got it. I got it. I got it.
Awesome.
Thanks, man.
Okay, man.
See ya. Bye. Hey, everybody. It's been quite a fun time trying to figure out the sound here. Thank you to Francis Paynes and thank you to Apple iPhones for having the ability to FaceTime. So, score is 19-10 here, and our boys are actually playing very, very well. I don't know if people that know our team know that we don't see Miles Mellison on the floor tonight, who's a big mainstay for us and a really important part of our team. But he hurt his back a few weeks ago at the Christian Schools tournament, and he's needing to take some rest as he has a sprained back right now, and his physiotherapist, an alumni from our school, has just said he needs to take a bit of a rest. So we're seeing what we can do here. We got our middle blockers of Cohen Chapman and Trey Noine. And so Cohen has had to step in, and we've had Brandon Rempel, who's had to step over to the right side, which is where Miles normally plays. And Brody, who's been in the middle, has moved out to the left side just so that we bring a bit of power to our wings. And so, yeah, just lots of changes, lots of adaptations that our coaches are making. But we are up 21-11, and we're playing great. So, yeah, thanks for tuning in. And Cohen with a huge swing and a big kill, and that really got the guys excited just to see him have some success after he's been having to play much of this latter part of the season on the bench. But this is why you train, for these moments just like these. Great serve by Brandon. Nice out-of-system set by McRoberts, and a huge, beautiful dig by Brandon. And 4 hits for McRoberts. Score is now 23-11, is what I have. But we have 21-11 on the scoreboard, and they are fixing it to 23-11. So something happened on our scoreboard. Lots of technical difficulties here tonight. So, well, we got it all figured out. So this is the Senior Boys South Fraser Championships. We are coming in as the number 4 seed. And so we are playing against the number 5 seed in the quarterfinals, who is McRoberts. The winner of this will have the opportunity to play Richmond Christian, who is the number 1 team in the province. And so we're going to have our hands full tomorrow night. And that game is here at the Falcon's Nest at 6 o'clock tomorrow. So for all of you that would like to come see that, provided that we win this game, that would be great for you to be here. And Brandon back to serve again. Brandon's a very good, consistent spin server that puts a lot of pressure on their blockers. That, to me, looked like 4 hits, but the ref felt like it caught the block, and I have a terrible view, actually, of the court, so I'm sure he saw it better than I did. McRoberts, number 14, back to serve. McRoberts is from Richmond. They had a very good team last year. A little bit of a weaker year this year. They are definitely, they got called earlier in the game for screening, and I am not sure why that also wouldn't be called a screen. A screen is when all 5 of the players in the back row load in front of the server, and the server serves directly over top of the players at the net. and basically screen the passer from being able to see the ball. And so that's a really difficult pass for Isaac Lee to make because he doesn't see the ball until basically it's crossing the net. And now we got Brody Boone, and Isaac just made a great pass, and we got an in-system play there. Brody back to serve. Great little, what we call a sploat. He goes up like he's going to spin serve the ball, and then he floats it, and it causes a bit of problems for people. Nice little dig by McRoberts. Oh, and a good dig by Brandon. Great job there. And a lefty swing. Good job by Cohen. And a really great C ball. And that's a winning point there. So Surrey Christian School takes set one to 25-13. And we're moving on to the next set. Way to go, boys. This is a big night for us here in the Nest, and they're up for the challenge. We got some classic referees here, guys that have been at this for a real long time. Really appreciative of them being here. Mainstays at the U Sport level as well. So they brought out the big guns tonight for the games here. And also thank you to GLC, our sponsors, who provided all the streaming equipment for us here, and Francis Payne's given us the technical support. Welcome back. It's a serve for McRoberts at 0-0 in the second set. Nice little chip shot down the line, but that ball was out of bounds. So point Surrey Christian School. I think he missed by a very small amount, but just enough for us to earn the point. Sasuke serving. Sasuke is a Japanese exchange student who was a pleasant surprise for us coming into the school year. We had no idea that this fantastic Japanese student would be transferring to our school for a year just to get a Canadian experience, and it turns out he's a very good player. And Isaac Lee just made a really great dig there. But Sasuke, yeah, really nice kid. Great player, very technical. The Japanese are known for their technical prowess of the game, doing everything really, really sound. And there he goes with a great little serve to the deep corner. So I helped run the tryouts, and when I saw him pass his first ball, I just thought, wow, the technique is so good. And then he hit his first ball, and the technique was so good, and he just does everything right. So it's really fun watching him play. And boy, oh boy, Brody Boonder. Brody's got very active hands when he blocks. You don't see that very often in high school from a player that has hands that are that active when they block. But Brody has that, and so it's a real joy to watch when you're seeing him. And there's Brody again with a great out-of-system swing. Score now 5-0 Falcons. Sasuke still serving for us. Big thanks to our rec leadership class for minor officiating, running the scoreboard, the score sheet, the lines, the 3-ball on the side. I believe I've never seen 3-ball run at any other school, so I'm real proud of our group that they do this regularly, and they do a really great job of it. Great dig by Mason, and a beautiful off-speed tip by Brody. He hit the ball 3 times in a row really hard, and then comes with a nice little tip, and we are up 7-0. I'll be back shortly. And here we go. Sasuke still back to serve. Sasuke has a really nice float, and he loves to serve that ball to position 1, which is every setter's nightmare. Ball comes back over your left shoulder, and it just makes it really difficult to track the ball. Sasuke made a really great effort there, but the hoop got in the way. Our senior boys team is coached by assistant Tim Dobert and head coach Ian Boonder. Tough pass for Isaac. The ball started at him, but then floated way over towards Brody, but Brody had already vacated to go out to attack. Another great serve, causing problems. This time Brody had a difficulty with it, and I think that ball may have floated outside if he left it, but hard to know. Great swing by Brody. Nice pass, great swing. And Cohen in here. So Trey back to serve. Trey's got a good little float when he puts that ball in. Nice play by them and a good dig by Cohen. And a great play by Cohen getting the ball over. Oh, and our six-pack player just like crept up way too high. Kind of thought the dump was going to happen and wasn't in their position. It's so easy to leave your position thinking something's going to happen. And number 9 for McRoberts, as you can see in our screen, back to serve. Another great float, but really good pass by Sasuke, out of system set. And a nice tip by Brandon. Good hands shot. And McRoberts is chipping their way back here. Score is 8-5. It's 7. Score is 8-5. Nice pass by Sasuke, nice set, and a big boom by Brody. He just went right over top of the block there. And off the top of the hands into the deep corner. It's pretty much like that's going to be a scoring shot 90% of the time. Brandon back to serve. Good little spin serve. And right into my hands. Great job by Brandon. Score is 10-5. A great serve again. Nice little fun spin on it. Oh, what a dig by Sasuke. Wow. 10-6. Number 2 back to serve. A lot of these players are not used to the 3-ball system, so they're always looking for the ball that's out of play, but one's already rolling to them, so easier serve. Out of system set, though, and Brody over top of the block again. The Boonders are known for their jumping, that's for sure. And they're tall. Brody's 6'4" and touches very high. And he's just going over top of the block every time. And then here comes his splot, as we call it. So looks like a spin, but comes out as a float. And wow, that ball was dancing in the air. And their middle misses the ball. It's actually a really great pass. Scores 12-6. I would like to see a bit more engagement from our blockers in the front. There's not a lot of communication about where the hands are and not a lot of like movement there. I would like to see them get a bit more engaged than they are. Cohen had a opportunity to rip that ball to position 1, but might have jumped a bit too tight for that to happen. And scores 12-7, and number 4 back to serve. There's Sasuke with just a good control ball. And that's a score on the dump by the setter there. Just did what we call mailboxing Cohen. So Cohen went to block, but his hands weren't close enough to the net. So when it hit his hands, it came down between him and the net, and we call that a mailbox. Great swing by Brandon on a pipe ball. Nice block by Mason. Oh, Mason got his hands on it again, but it ended up deflecting out of bounds, right between the pipes. Scores 12-9. Easy serve by McRoberts. And Sasuke buries it. It's a really fine line between serving the ball in, like keeping it in, and putting pressure. So that ball gave no pressure to our passers. And so then we're in system, we can do whatever we want with that ball, and it becomes very difficult for the blockers to do anything with it. And just like we saw there. So easy serve, and they're in system. So the magic number is when you serve the ball at about 87%. And so it means that you're serving tough enough to put a bit of pressure on, but not too easy, that they're going to be able to score every time because they're in system. So we want to, if you serve less than 83%, the chance of you winning a game is really low. What a great swing by Sasuke there. Nice line shot. Mason back to serve. Nice little floaty that he's got. Oh, setter tried to dump again. Good job by Sasuke with his job. He did his job very, very well with the tip coverage. And Brandon just hit that ball out of bounds. Thought he got a touch, or he thought he got a touch. I didn't see it, but Brody with a nice set. Oh, and a big block on Brandon. Sorry, not Brody. Mason with a big set. And McRoberts is starting to show here, and our guys are losing a bit of their energy. So 13-14, serving for McRoberts, and nice little set by Mason. Nice hit by Sasuke. Let's see if we can get a block. And a roll shot that scores. And we got a tie game, folks, and that's timeout Surrey Christian School after we were up, I believe, 7-0. So McRoberts has chipped their way back into this game.
Thinking about why there's
Good timeout taken by Ian there, Mr. Ian Boonder. And number 5 back to serve. Let's see if we can get a good pass, keep ourselves in system. Oh, and we get called on a double hit, which at the U Sport level doesn't exist anymore, folks, unless you're putting the ball over the net. You cannot call double hit, whether it's first contact or second contact, and we will probably see that rule next year coming into high school. And so that probably would have been a point for us next year, but this year, not so much. 16-14 McRoberts. After seeing what happened in the first set and how we started the second set, you'd wonder how we're in this predicament, but here we are. And 15-16, nice little chip off the block by Brandon. You just saw the water boy pass by for McRoberts. Good serve by, wow. This ref's calling things pretty tight. Not sure I would have called a carry on that one, but this is Sasuke back to serve. He's the guy that got us on the run at the beginning of this match, or this set, so hopefully we get another one. Another run, a good in-system set there, and great block by Trey. The block was not closed, but that guy is a lefty on the left side, which is a tough block to make. Our Brandon's chasing him a bit and Sasuke hits the ball out of bounds. It's hard not to chase a lefty. Brandon's got to do a good job of staying a bit more inside on that guy. We are tied 17 all. Number 13 back to serve. Great pass by Isaac, and just over the top by Brody, but I'm not sure what the call was there. It was a net violation by McRoberts. Oops. (18-17) for Surrey Christian. For those looking at the score that I give, it's now 18-18. We got Brody in the front row right now for 2 more rotations. We got to try to score as much as we can. Hopefully we can get a side out here and then a score. There we go. And then he's in the front row for 1 more rotation. So we got a point. We got a point up here. Brandon back to serve. Brandon's a good little consistent server. We've got a big block in the front row right now with both Mason and Brody in the front row. And so great serve by Brandon. And out of bounds hit. Oh, sorry. I believe they... Oh, they called us under the net on the block. I gotta go back. It's 19-all. And Brody gets another kill, but now we've lost Brody in the front row. And so we're going to have Sasuke and Cohen get to work in the front row here. Great serve. They're out of system here. That's going to go to the left. They ran an intentional inside set. And it was a good little play by them. I like the play that they ran. They got a great swing off of it, but Isaac made a great dig. And then on the overpass, the guy hit it out of bounds. So Brody back to serve again. He does a lighter serve, and they were totally in system on that. And we're back to 20. Jeepers. Sorry, 21-20. Sorry about my scorekeeping skills while I'm announcing. Pretty good pass. Great hit by Sasuke, which puts them in a lot of trouble. And we are up 22-20. And we've got Cohen back to serve. Last time Cohen served, he was probably just a little bit too easy on here. So hopefully he can put something with a bit more. Took them out of system. There's a 2-pass, but they got a kill on the pipe shot. So we're back to a 1-point game. But we got Trey in the front row. And Trey's a great swinger, as is Brandon. And Mason is a weapon as a front row setter. So, but Trey just got blocked. They've double blocked Trey in the middle, knowing that we didn't have a lot there. And the pass was too low for Mason to jump set, which meant his player didn't have to worry about him. We're at a tie game. Great pass. Nice set. And Sasuke uses a bit of sauce. And that tip scored. Very smart play. The player was right there, but just like shut down the brain on that guy, thinking he was going to spike it hard. Nice float serve. Takes them out of system. Left side set. And out of bounds off Trey. So we're back to 23-all. Number 5 back to serve. And the good part is one more rotation here and we get Brody back in the front. And then we're actually have probably our best front row if that's the case. But We're in trouble here. Oh, trouble here. I don't know if you saw that, but the libero literally used his head to make that play happen. And Brandon again. Oh, and Brandon scores on a roll shot. I would have liked to seen him swing a little harder on that, but well, we got away with it. So there we go, and there's Brody with a good swing. We're going to get an out-of-system ball back here. Here we go, give the ball back. Oh, wow, what a set by Mason. Mason jumped, he contacted that ball at about 10 feet as a back row setter and just teed that ball up for Trey to get a nice kill in the middle. And that puts Surrey Christian School up 2-0. I think they can be a bit more stable than what they were in that game. There's a few too many errors, but they pulled it off. And I will see you in 2 minutes. Hello. Here we go. Got Mason back to serve. This is a classic starting rotation. Setter serving. Front row, we got Brandon and Trey, Sasuke. Nice serve. And a great little 31 that they ran there. And we got a score of 1-0 for McRoberts. Nice set by Mason. Good block by McRoberts. Great pickup. Good job by Isaac. Isaac did not play volleyball last year. Our team was very strong last year, and Isaac chose not to play in his grade 11 year, and he chose not to play basketball. He's actually a very good basketball player. Focus on track. And yeah, it's really nice to see him playing. He's such a great kid, and he's so kind, and he works so hard, and the boys love him, which is really great. And so it's got a score of 2-1. Not sure what we're waiting for, but there's some sort of score issue at the scores table. And we are good to go. Sasuke back to serve, who took us on a run at the beginning of set number 2. They were in system and just through Brody's hands. I bet you half the time Brody gets that block, which is a way higher percentage than most people. Good serve, out of system set for Brody. A lot of chaos kind of ensuing right now, and they're in, and yeah, our middle was gone. Like, it all started with that pass that just took us completely out of system and into shambles. Let's see what happens here. Isaac, another out of system play, but Brody gets to swing on that one and puts them out of system. Oh, and Trey did not take a ball that he was supposed to, but luckily we have Brody. That was a ball that Trey's got to take 100% of the time, and he thought somebody else was going to take that ball. And so, luckily we won that point. Great dig, but mistake on their part. For 3. Sorry, 4-4. Great pass by, out of system pass. Brandon gets a knuckleball over, and they're out of system. And Sasuke makes an out of system dig. But just a comedy of errors on both teams there. But we made more. So hopefully we can just settle ourselves down here. Score is 4-5 it should be. Oh, 5-4. They're okay with that. And Brody phases that ball out of bounds. He just didn't get a... Man, our scoreboard is having more trouble than I am. 6-4. I was trusting the scoreboard, but it's 6-4 for McRoberts, and they serve the ball about 10 feet out of bounds, 6-5. Brandon back to serve. Here comes a nice little spin, consistent spin serve, puts them out of system pretty much every time. And he missed the block off Mason. And 6-6. they really felt like they wiped it off Mason's arms. Mason did not feel like that was the case, and neither did the referee. Brandon back with his nice little topper, and just off his wrist. 7-6 McRoberts. You haven't seen Brandon do that very much. He's very good at good hand contact. Ball to Brandon. Brandon's our best passer by far, and Brody's our best hitter by far, so that's a pretty good combination there. You could probably almost set Brody every time in the front row, and that's your best option. You have your best chance of scoring. Great shot by McRoberts. A little wipe off the side of Mason's arms. That hitter had a very small window and he hit it. Serving sub here. And I guess a float server, but I might be wrong. They're consistently screening though. And it's very intentional screening, which is now illegal. Part of me would be tempted as a coach to make them change things up a bit by just asking the referee to keep an eye on it, because it is a significant advantage to set up a screen, and they do it frequently, which is illegal today. It was fine last year, but served by Cohen. And a carried ball by McRoberts. I would say that this ref is probably the tightest ref for ball handling that I know. And so things that might be okay with some other refs, but he's very consistent. So what he calls is always the same call. So in the end, it all comes out in the wash. Score is 10-9. For Surrey. Great pass by Brody, in system set, and Sasuke buries that ball down line. Great job. Mason with a good little float serve, but they're in system and out of bounds hit. Good block by Brandon. Took away the guy's strong shot. Scores 12-9. Out of system. Great hit though. It's really easy for blockers, so when the ball is set significantly off the net, it's really important for blockers to take away the hard cross-court shot. And I find that younger kids tend to chase the ball and end up blocking line on a ball that really has no chance of going line. And that was an example of that. So we are back in system here. Good job by Brody. And Brandon just puts that ball in the net. No block was up. It wasn't a perfect play, but definitely one that we gotta keep in court. Number 4 back to serve for McRoberts. Good pass by Brody and a really great thumb down shot, we call it. Sasuke went to hit, and he went to hit down line out of the right side, so you turn your thumb down, which creates a bit of side spin on the ball and wipes the ball off the block, exactly like you saw there. It's like a perfect shot. Mason got caught cheating there. It's very tempting as a defensive player to go out of position, and just need to remember the stats. The stats would say that the ball's not going to go there. If it does, it's going to go at a really small tempo. And so hold your ground and then react to it rather than cheat and go to where you think the ball's going to go. Great dig by Mason there on a great swing by them on a very much in-system play. I wish I could see comments on my screen to see just how many of you guys are watching. I have no clue how many people are watching right now. I could just be talking to myself for all I know, but we will see. Score is 14-all. Third set, Surrey Christian up 2-0. This is a game that we want to just end real quick. The referee called that ball in. The linesman called that ball out. And we'll take the referee's call. Brandon back to serve, which means Mason got up to the front row. Again, our engagement as blockers when our boys are serving is low, so I just love to hear them say like where the hands are and just get a good clue of like right now the setter is in the front row, and I would like Brody to be abundantly aware that that setter's in the front row. But we'll see if, there we go, there's a double hit by them. Again, next year that will not be a double hit. And it is not a double hit at the international or the college U Sport level. Only if you're putting the ball over the net. Brandon's causing a little bit of separation for us, which is really nice at this point. Another great serve. Here, great job by Cohen. Great job again by Cohen by taking a good block. And a great hit by Brody. And they were on the net. The issue when someone's a really great hitter is as a blocker, you feel like you need to do more than what you need to do. And so you end up going on the net a lot because you think you need to stop something. Brandon gets an out-of-system play. We're going to get a free ball here. And right to our best passer, who passes a great ball. And a carried ball by us. Yeah, you got Brody in the front row there. I'm not sure why we're running that play. I think if I'm the setter, I'm setting Brody 100% of the time when he's in the front row. And a service error by McRoberts. And Brody back to serve. And here comes the splot. So the really cool thing about that serve, oh, and Mason with a big boomer. The really cool thing about that serve is every once in a while, Brody chooses to tear on it with a spin. So they think it's going to be a float every time. And it looks like it's going to be a float every time. And it's a hard-driven float. And then every once in a while he hammers it. And he's causing some trouble now and some separation in the score. And score is 21-15, not 16. Sorry, folks. We are four points away from making a semifinal. I just knocked on the door to make sure I didn't jinx things, but here we go. We are going to be hosting one more game here tonight after this. And so thanks again to our rec kids who are like hosting games with teams that they don't even know, but they're pulling it off. So good on them. Brody Boonder back to serve. And we'd like to call that a coach's point for McRoberts. We'll never know if Brody was going to miss that serve regardless, but the coach will probably take credit for that one. Great pass by Brandon. They should probably avoid Brandon when they serve. Oh, I am sorry. They called that ball in. I thought it was out by a good foot and a half, but in system set and a kill by number 4. Great pass by Brandon again. Just every time it's a great pass. And a great hit by them. Go at 22-18. This is actually, when I'm coaching, this is a nervous play. Like, we kind of want to side out here. And I think I might call a timeout here if I was a coach. Just, he's got 2 timeouts left. I'd burn one, I think. Oh, we got lucky. We got lucky. We got lucky. Their right side hitter took a lot off that ball. Folks, if you're a young player, you got to swing on that ball. And you got to take your risk, because this is what happens when you don't. Now you're down 23-19 when you had a chance to get that ball to 22-20. And so you always got to think, like, if I give an easy ball, there's a chance we're going to lose that point because we're not swinging. You got to be really tough after 20 points and just go for it. You got nothing to lose at that point, in my opinion. Great block by Sasuke. Great block. Oh, he's been pretty consistently calling that 2 hits. And let's see what happens here. Let's see what happens. Great block by Sasuke again. And great touch by Trey. And a not so great touch by Isaac. Score is 23-21 now. If I get a point here, I for sure burn at a timeout 100% of the time. But we'll see. Let's get a good pass. Well, we're out of system. And a great hit. And a good play, and we win the point. It was a great swing by Brandon. We got Brody back in the front row. I suddenly feel a lot more Sasuke in the back row and Brody in the front row. I suddenly feel a lot more confident about our chance. It's a great server. We're going to get an out-of-system ball here. Great pass. Give the ball to Brody, please. And Brody with the kill. There we go. Simple volleyball, folks. There it is. The Boonder connection there. And a great victory for us, and we will see you tomorrow night, same time, same place. But hopefully you're not sitting on your couch, but you're